I'm going to start with posture, okay, the seated posture. So we want to be out away from the back of the chair. So you don't want to be leaning back against your chair like this. The whole idea in Qigong and Qigong is that you want to have a straight spine so that the energy can flow through your spine. And we've been talking in class about the importance of the spine. I may do some more on that with our video, with our online on Thursday. So right now, just try to think about your back, your spinal column as being straight, and your hips tucked under just a little bit, not down like this. You don't want a curved back, okay? You want nice and straight, and you want the crown of your head up toward the sky, feeling like your neck is long and your chin is pulled back toward the back of your neck, okay? Kind of like this. The crown of the head goes up, and the back of the head here just goes straight up. And that really makes your spinal column nice and long and opens up the vertebrae. Because if there's any impingement or any curvature there, there's likely to be some pain and some sciatica maybe. So we want to, at all times, be aware that we are as straight as we can possibly be. And the more you can apply that in your habits of your daily life, in the chairs you sit in, the posture you're using when you're seated, when you're eating, when you're watching TV, any of the activities of daily life, you want to become more and more aware of making a lot of space inside your body so that your lungs and your organs have room to breathe and function, so they're not tightened up and jammed up like this, so that everything in here has a lot of room. When we're down like this, kind of scrunched down like this, the vertebrae come down on top of each other and they squeeze, and then they don't turn very well. So it's a little harder to make the side to side movements that way. And it's harder to stretch and move. And it's also harder to move the legs and the hips without some pain or discomfort, okay? And so we're going to do what's called the spinal bone marrow. And so put the hands down to the sides and back up even a little bit more. Can you still hear me? Wave if you can hear me okay. Everybody hear me okay? All right, I want you to see my knees on this. This is a different instruction than for the standing, obviously. Standing version, it's like back up, back up. It's like this, okay? With a little space here, and then it goes side to side like this, right? Mm-hmm. Okay, and the whole idea of this is to open the spinal column in the direction, this horizontal direction from side to side, so that you get movement down here in your body. Now, when we're doing it seated, we have the hips anchored. So it's not as easy to move the hips from side to side, like this and like this, right? But you can get a really, really great benefit from this with a couple of little cues that I'm going to give you. Okay, so hands down to the sides, and slowly lift your arms up, very relaxed, like this, just like they're floating up through water, through a sea of energy. And right here, and you want your hands to be holding that ball that we did a while ago, okay? So you want your hands to kind of have this, this ball of energy like this, right here about shoulder height. Now, if you can't get, if you can't hold your hands in this position, then you look from the side. See, my arms are out, okay? If you are this way, okay, then you can draw your hands in if they get a little tight. So instead of being out here, you can draw them in a little bit, okay? Mm-hmm. Or you can bring your arms down a little bit and rotate to the side from a more comfortable position. So the point is, you just want to do it to your best effort, okay? Just to your best effort, okay? So bring the hands up here, and we're going to go over to this side. So everybody just go to this side of the screen, okay? And turn from down here as much as possible at the lower back, right down here. That's the first place where you want to pay attention. You want to bring your thoughts and your focus to that position. And you turn your body to the side like this. And you find the place where, wow, that's about as far as I can go, right? Because when you are doing the seated version, you can't go as far. So then you hold it there and you think about the spinal column turning down there in the lower back. Then you relax it just a little bit, not all the way around to the front, but just part of the way. And then around. Now, you want to be having your hands directly in front of your center of your body. Okay, so let's bring the hands down a little bit, and I'll show you what a couple of things that people do when they're first starting. And that is, they move the arms over like this, right? And did my body move? No, my body did not move. All I did was I moved my arms over. Okay, so it's not about moving the arms around as far as you can. That's not what it's about. What it is about is moving the body. And so you try to keep your hands right about in this position. And it's a little harder to do that in the seated position, because in the standing position, your hips just kind of swing around there, right? Okay, so we're just going to move as far as your body allows and keep your hands here in the center. This is a fantastic move for people who have to be seated a lot, because it gets you a nice curve, it gets you a nice turn here in the back, in the spine, that you're otherwise not going to get. So then you come back. Now notice how far you go. You may only go to right, to just degrees, right? You may go a little bit farther than that. And then you relax it just a little bit, bring it around a little farther. Okay, so you go over to the side a little bit, feel it in the lower back, and then come back like that. Then go over to the side and feel it like that, and then come back a little ways, okay? Mm-hmm. And then now come back to the front. Okay, now I'm going to show you how to get a little bit more to the side, get the hips turning a little bit more, because when you stand up and do this movement, your hips turn, right? Which they can't do when you're seated. Okay, so the way you get a little bit more turning of the hip is by doing this. Push this knee forward. Push it forward as you go around, right? Push this knee forward, and then you're able to go a little bit farther. Your pelvis turns a little bit more, and you can get more rotation in the lower back here. and the whole core when you just push that leg forward a little bit. You know, did everybody find your spot where you are right now?
Yep.
In your hands if you did. Okay. You don't want to fool yourself by finding the spot and then moving your arms all around, right? Just doesn't really help. Okay. So let's bring the hands back up. Now we're going to go over to this side. All right. So we're going to move the hands around, turn the torso, find out where you are on this side. Feel it down here in the low back, right? And sort of find the marker. Sometimes you can find it on your wall. You can say, oh, I'm able to turn, you know, from my chair. I'm able to turn looking at the bookcase or the window or something like that. Okay, relax it. Come part of the way back, but not all the way back.
Mm-hmm.
Now feel it in the low back and turn that direction again. And then relax. Feel it down deep in the back. Do it again. And relax. Now, this time, push this knee forward and see how it makes a difference for you, okay? Push this leg forward and see how much farther you can go around. It may make quite a difference, keeping your hands right in the center of your body. Okay, and then relax. The knee comes back to a normal position. Push that knee out. And your arms or your hands are going to stay in the same place relative to the center of your body. But you're able to get more of a turn here in the low back. And back around. Okay, who was able to feel the difference? Raise your hand. Okay, everybody's feeling the difference. Somebody speak up and tell me how much difference you felt.
Right.
Oh, quite a bit.
35, 40%.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. So this is a great way to think about it. You find your normal position and you feel it. In this kind of practice, it's not about just doing a lot of repetitions. It's about feeling it inside, okay? All right, now the next time we go around to the side, we're gonna feel it in the middle back, right in here. We were trying to feel it right down here. So it's about feeling. It's about becoming sensitive to what's going on in your body so then you can understand how it feels and address it, okay? So once more, hands up, holding the ball. And this time, we're gonna go around, move the knee forward, and feel it in the middle back. Put your attention there. And see if you can feel that turning of the vertebrae and the loosening of these muscles next to the vertebrae. And then gently relax halfway to the front. Okay, now rotating again, pushing that knee forward because that gives you a little more turn there. That way you don't have to push as hard. And feel it in the middle of the back. Now, bring the crown of your head up and kind of drop the hips down, and that helps you get this elongation between the vertebrae, which is exactly what you want to do. That relieves pain. Relax toward the front. One more time to the side. And then back around. Okay, coming across the front and going around to the other side. And we're going to move this knee forward this time, right? And now once again, you're going to be feeling it right here in the middle back. And draw the crown of the head up toward the sky and visualize the middle of the spine opening, pushing that knee forward and getting a nice rotation there. And relaxing halfway to the front, and you relax the knee too. So your pelvis is kind of going back and forth like this. Round again, and then halfway to the front. Okay, and around to the side again, pushing that knee a little bit forward, crown of the head up, tailbone down. Relax. Coming back around. Okay, now this time we're going to go to the side, and you're going to feel it right up here, between the shoulder blades and in the middle of the back. Okay, you're going to feel it right there. And you want to feel that turning. If you're not accustomed to turning this way, then those muscles right along the spinal column may be kind of stiff, so you need to take it slow. Okay, that your body opens up gradually. Okay, so bring the hands up, holding the ball, rotating to the side, pushing the knee forward, and feeling the opening in the upper back and between the shoulders. And relax halfway to the front. Keep that nice straight up posture. And again to the side, rotating, pushing the knee forward, relax halfway to the front. And now again, pushing the knee forward. You can do that as feels comfortable. Make sure the crown of your head is up toward the sky. Relaxing forward. On around to the other side and opening up and feeling the turn, pushing the other knee forward, drawing the crown of the head up, feeling the opening up here in the upper back between the shoulders. Relax halfway to the front, rotating to the side, feeling the opening, and relaxing halfway to the front. One more time, feeling the opening here, and relaxing halfway to the front, coming on around to the front. Okay, now we're going to just kind of do a little side like this, back and forth to kind of give a little bit more flexibility there. And we're going to do it with how la. How la means all is well and getting better. Okay? So, how la, 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 how la. Move the hip. How la, how la, how la. Okay, back around to the front. Did you see my knee going in and out like that? Wave your hand if you saw that. Okay, that gives you a lot of movement here in the lower back and in the hip area, and a lot of nice movement here in this area as well. Okay, let's go to the other side with the how la. How la, how la. You can say it too. How la, 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 how la. Okay, back to the front. Back to the front. Okay, now just close your eyes and see how your body feels. See if you can feel any sensations of, hey, tingling, warmth, relaxation in your body, in your torso, around the low back, the middle back, the upper back, maybe the arms. You might feel some tingling in your hands. So just sense and feel. Get acquainted with your body's sensations. Feel a kind of energy space here between your hands and your body, kind of like an energy ball. And now hug it. Bring it in towards your heart, like this. See if you can feel a little bit of that energy ball just coming right in toward your chest. And then down. Turn your palms up. Rotate your hands and put them on the sides of your rib cage. Now the next thing here is the hip circles. And the seated position is, I usually take this in stages. I'm going to demonstrate the standing version so that you see what is going on there. So with the standing version, it's the hips. You notice that my shoulders are staying even, okay? My shoulders are staying even and my hips are rolling around. Like that, okay?
I can't do that.
What did she say?
I can't do that.
That's exactly what I said.
Okay, so you may be able to do what we're going to do seated. So I'm going to take it slow and easy today. And I'm going to do it from a seated position so that, now you see you're moving your hips, okay? It's just that you can't move them in the same way as when you're standing, okay? So we're going to become aware of the tailbone, okay, on the chair, okay? And the tailbone and the navel are connected, okay? So I've got this little flashlight here. I turn my little flashlight on. You see that? Okay. All right. So the tailbone is down here and the navel is here. So when the tailbone is going one direction, the navel is going the other direction. Okay? Okay, so you may not be able to feel your tailbone going around so much. You can try it out and see if you can feel your tailbone making a circle on the chair. Just around like this. The tailbone, you can feel the parts of your pelvis sort of touching around the hip there, right where your pelvis hits the chair on your sits bones. And your tailbone is a very important part of the wisdom healing Qigong. We want to get a very good connection with that. So Joe is standing, and when Joe is doing this, he's going to have his tailbone like there's a flashlight or a kind of a laser beam going right down here from the tailbone and making a circle on the floor. And we want to get the hips moving separately around in a circle from the top, from the upper torso. Okay? Okay, so when you are seated, feel that a tailbone moving around on the chair. Everybody feel that? Raise your hand if you do. Okay. Now, the thing of it is that because you are seated, your hips are kind of tied down a little bit, and you're not getting as big a circle as when you're standing. So here's how to do that. Here's how to max it out. Get as big a circle as you can. Put your hand on your navel. Put your finger right on the navel. Okay. Now we're going to make a horizontal circle with the navel. So bring the navel forward and then around to the side and then to the back. To the other side and forward. So your shoulders are not going around like this, okay? Because that's not getting me. You're great, Ava. Keep coming. You get okay. But actually, you know, it's okay if that's what you're able to do right now. This movement here is maybe what you're able to do if your hips and your torso are not very loosened up. So if you're able to do like this, that's okay. And then you gradually become more comfortable with your body, okay? Okay, so think about right now, turn to the side, and here we have the navel. I'm pushing it forward. I'm turning it to the back, and the navel comes back. You can see my back kind of moves out a little bit. My hips tuck under. I go over to the side and then forward. And you can see my hips are coming up off of the chair. See that? Okay. I see that Ava is getting it with her. She's doing
I got a pinched nerve.
yeah. You got a what?
I have a pinched nerve.
Oh, okay.
That's why.
So when you're trying to do it, you have a reason why your body's not able to move exactly the way you want it to. So you have to modify your position. Okay.
Okay.
So let's put the hand on the navel again. Push it forward, and sometimes I call this the pooch. Now we're gonna play around with this a little bit. Pooch it forward. Now we're gonna pull it straight back to the back. Pooch it forward. Now tuck it. Now you see my hip rolls under a little bit. This is a really a very careful breakdown of the hip circle movement that helps you get the hips moving in a way that you might not be able to otherwise. Okay, so
Is that like a pelvic tilt that I do with physical
it's like
therapy?
a pelvic tilt.
Okay.
It is like a pelvic tilt, absolutely. And I call it the pooch and the tuck. Okay, that's my technical terms for it. That's supposed to go. You're supposed to laugh. So Ava, this is your turn. You're supposed to laugh when I say that.
Okay.
Okay. Okay. So pooch and tuck. Tuck it under. Make sure that your back is away from the chair. Pooch it forward. And you see this rolls up. Now tuck it under. My shoulders stay in the same place. Pooch it forward and tuck it under. Pooch it forward and tuck it under. Okay, so that's one part of the hip circle, the hip rotation movement.
Thank you for that.
It helps you get, because sometimes your hips just don't move that way. So this helps you break it down. Okay, now let's break it down a little more. Let's do a pendulum swing like this from side to side. Okay, so I'm gonna lift this hip over here.
Mhm.
Okay, now the key to this is my shoulders stay straight. And what I'm doing is I just lift the hip up under the armpit.
Mhm.
And now I lay it down.
Mhm.
Okay, so my instruction that I found that works better than anything else is put your hip into your armpit. Okay, and you're gonna feel the crunch right here. And if you've got a sore back, sore lower back, not working very well, then it's probably not very mobile. And this helps to get your back mobile again, okay? So put your hand here and see if you're gonna feel this crunch right here. Lift the hip, put it up into your armpit. Feel that crunch? Everybody feel it? Wave your hand. Okay, and lay it down. Pull it up into your armpit and lay it down. Up into the armpit and lay it down. Okay, good. Now the other side. Okay, and up into the armpit, lift it up and lay it down. I'm going to turn the side. Lift it up, lay it down. Lift it up, lay it down. Lift it up and lay it down. One more time. Lift it up and lay it down. Okay, good. Now, do you feel some action there? Do you feel something moving there you haven't felt before?
Yes.
Raise your hand. Okay. All right, now we connect the dots. Now you do this to your best ability yourself to do something that your body is not ready for. Okay, so you just do what you're able to do. So we're going to move the navel forward, doing the pooch. Lift this side up into the hip, then back. Pull the navel back toward the back of the chair, around to the other side, lift the hip. Now move the navel on around in that horizontal circle to the front. Now you're in the pooch again. Now you move it to the side and this hip comes up.
Mhm.
Move that horizontal circle to the back.
Oh, to the back.
You're in the tuck. Now you're to the side.
Mhm.
Now you're in the front. I'll do it from the side. Pooching, lifting, tucking.
Lift it.
Then to the other side and forward. Okay? Now, the key element here is you don't have to do it like, you're not trying to do it like everybody else. You're trying to feel into your body what you are feeling and find the place where you are able to be comfortably challenged. Okay? So your horizontal circle may be smaller than mine, right? That's okay, because that's where you are. But wherever you are, it's opening it up a little bit more than what it was before, right?
Mhm.
That's where you are. That's the good stuff, okay? Now we're gonna go around the other way, because everything you do one direction, you're gonna do it the other way, okay?
Mhm.
So pooching forward, moving the navel to this side over here, lifting the hip, then to the back. The navel moves around to the back, lifting this hip, moving the navel around to the front, around to the side, and to the back. And now around this side, the hip comes up, around like this. This hip over here comes up, around to the back. around to the side. This hip comes up
Mhm.
and to the front.
Mhm.
And relax. Just a little bit of time left, so we're going to do the other hip thing that goes with the hips, rotations. So that is, we've already been doing it actually, and that's the pooch and the tuck. So basically we have already done that one, but it's the tilt forward and back. Let me show you how that looks standing. So standing, it's going to be like this, and like this, like this. So the tailbone comes up toward the shoulders, toward the neck, and then the hips tilt backward, and it comes up toward the back of the neck. So you got this big pooch out here, right? Like that. This really opens up the guas. That is not possible when we're in a seated position because your legs are out in front of you, okay? So about the best thing that we can do there is to do the pooch and the tuck, okay? So let's just do that again. And then when that part of when we're doing it in class or whatever, then you'll know that this is what you're going to be doing during that movement like that. So we pooch and we tuck. We pooch and we tuck. We pooch and we tuck. Now, your legs are you're going to get more action here. If you've got your knees like this, then you're not going to get quite the same amount of room as if your legs are open. And when we're doing the standing, the legs are open. So make sure that when you're seated, your legs are open and you're pushing your belly forward into that space there, right? Then pulling it back. Pushing it forward and pulling it back. Okay? Okay, so great to see you all today. I'm very excited to be with you. I really am. It's really, really great. So let's bring our hands up and open up and be aware of the energy and the life, all the amazing, the air, the light, even the cold all around us, the earth and its variations and changes, and the way we live in this earth and the food that we have that gives us energy. Let's just embrace all these feelings, sensations, acknowledge the energy and life around us. Let's reach down, gather up the energy of the earth, bring it up through our bodies, blessing our bodies, smiling into our bodies, feeling the life flowing in us like a fountain overflowing. And let's also do a howla down, gathering in the sky, the heaven energy. Howla. 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 All is well and getting better. Reaching out. All the people who are not here today but are usually in our classes, I talked to several of them this morning. So reach out, gather in, embrace your loved ones and all these. Embrace and gather them into your heart. Smile deeply to them and inside of yourself, and give thanks. And share with everyone. Okay. Right. Yay.
Yay.
Good.